Hi guys, this is Weekly Wax Melts number 27. You might hear the furnace kick in and out about 46 times before this review is over today because it is so freaking cold outside. We actually have a little bit of sunshine, which is nice, but in addition to that we have extremely high winds, which result in a wind chill temp of 15 below. Which is actually a step up, I guess, from the 25 below that we had over the weekend, but we didn't have the wind. So, therefore, I'm better able to handle 25 below and no wind than I am 15 below with wind, if that makes any sense. And I know we're not the only ones suffering from these temperatures. The whole damn country seems to be under a deep freeze other than Florida. And no, I am not one of those people who's going to say, oh, you wimps, it's 30 degrees, you should feel what we're feeling. No, I know that when you're used to like 60 and 70 degree temperatures and all of a sudden it's 30 degrees, it probably feels like 30 below to you. So, on with the review now that you've also gotten your weekly weather report from the Northwoods. Actually, I have a couple of subscribers who told me that they like the fact that I tell you about what's going on here, so whatever. Alright, I melted Tayberry and Teakwood last week. Now, normally I do not ever rate a scent lower than like a 3.5 because usually there's something in all of them that I can find to like. This one, however, I couldn't find anything to like. I only rate this one a 2. My dad worked as a mechanic for years and years and years. It's what he did all his life. And he also did a lot of body work, meaning he painted and did that kind of thing. So I'm very, very familiar with the smell of automotive paint. To me, Tayberry and Teakwood smells like a mixture of automotive paint, black licorice, and overripe fruit. So I was most definitely not a fan of this one. I melted pumpkin pecan waffles. Now don't haul out the lynch mob. I only give this one 4.5 stars. I know it's become a huge, huge favorite with Victoria's customers since it was added to the line. And it's only been added fairly recently, although I don't remember exactly when it was. It was either last month or the month before. I immediately smell toasted pecans in here, which I love. I do get the waffle scent, which I also love. I was hoping for a bit more syrup, I think. A little more sweetness. Now, this one does have just a hint of cinnamon in it, but it's so toned down by the bakery scent and the nut portion of this that it just becomes a really nice, warm cinnamon, if you know what I mean by that. And the pumpkin in here is very earthy, which I love. But when it went in the warmer, I don't know, maybe it was that extra sweetness. I like really sweet scents, if I haven't said that before. Haha, I know I have. This one wasn't quite as sweet as I was hoping it would be, based on the name, and pumpkin pralines is still my all-time favorite pumpkin scent from Victoria. I melted Patti Cake. I also give this one 4.5 stars. Now, on the Victoria's website, it says that this smells like a cake baking in the oven. That's all it says. To me, it does not smell like a cake baking. It smells like a cake that has been baked already. And it smells more like a white cake with an almond frosting. Now, you do not get that strong cherry scent that you get from a lot of almonds, at least almond scents. At least I don't. I don't get any cherry out of this at all. I like it cold. I liked it when it first went in the warmer, but then it got to a point where it became so strong that I could almost taste it. So then I didn't like it so much. And then as some of the notes burned off and this became a bit weaker again, then I went back to kind of liking it. So that's why I give it the 4.5 star rating, is because of that brief moment in time there where I didn't like it. I actually almost dumped it out because it became so strong that it was almost headache inducing, and it wasn't the cake portion that I was smelling. It was super, super strong almond. So yeah, I mean, I would probably order that one again, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. I melted Tomahawk Memories. 5-star scent on this one. Now, if you're familiar with my reviews, everybody has heard me talk about this scent a bazillion times. However, I do have some new subscribers, so I am going to explain again how this scent came about. This scent was created for me by Victoria based on some childhood memories I had shared with her. Now, if you don't know, Tomahawk is a very small town located in north central Wisconsin, surrounded by lakes and pine trees, but we also have a lot of farmland, or we did when I was growing up. That's slowly disappearing. My grandparents had a small 80-acre farm, you know, and they raised their own cattle. They didn't raise cattle. They had cows, dairy cows and pheasants, and my grandpa did a brief stint with chinchillas, and he had deer for a while, and I mean, there was nothing he didn't have other than a horse. I don't think he never had a horse when I was a kid. But anyway, that's where I and my cousins generally spent all of our weekends. I come from a very, very large family. My dad had 10 brothers and sisters, or has 10 brothers and sisters. So I have like 31, 32, I don't even know the number anymore, first cousins. And so when we were kids, you know, back in the mid-60s, you made your own fun, and most of it was outside. So for me, this was actually supposed to be more of a summer scent. It was supposed to be a scent, or it is a scent actually, that reminds me very much of my weekends spent with my cousins on my grandparents' farm. We were out in the fields playing, and up in the hayloft, and back in the woods building forts and climbing on rock piles, and, you know, just doing all that stuff that kids do. And Victoria, she captured all of that for me in this scent. It's very, very hard to describe because there are so many components to it. There's sugared spruce in here, and there's a little bit of, I don't remember if it's leaves type or autumn leaves, might be autumn leaves. What goes around comes around. It's a little bit of peace. There are probably about 6 different scents in here, and I don't even remember what they all are because there are so many of them. Anyway, because you can smell that greenness, that earthiness of being outside, you know, in the fields, in the grasses, surrounded by the pine trees. Most of the people on the CBVAU page, or Victoria's customers in general, think of this as more of a Christmas scent. And actually, when I described growing up on that farm, part of what I had told her was about the fact that our Christmas trees always came from my grandparents' land. We would go out behind the barn, and you know, all of the different family members each year, and cut down a tree and bring it home. So that too, I mean, even though it's more of a summer scent to me than it is a Christmas scent, the Christmas works in there too, even for me. So I love this, and I know that there are several of Victoria's customers too who really enjoy this scent, and especially at this time of the year really like to burn that one or melt that one. And that reminds me so much of my grandparents, especially my grandma. She passed away when I was 11 years old. My grandpa fortunately lived until I was in my mid-20s, but my grandma was a very, very important part of my life. So whenever I smell that, that's, you know, this is Tomahawk, this is my childhood, this is my grandma. So wow, sorry. Wildberry Scone, 4 3/4 stars on this one. This, if you have tried Country Berry hotcakes, is very, very similar to Country Berry hotcakes. The bakery portion of this is not as salty, at least to my nose. Country Berry hotcakes to me has more salt, which kind of surprises me because I would expect the scone to have more salt. But either way, this is wonderful, and it's a combination of a lot of different fruits in combination with that really sweet, wonderful bakery scent. So I really enjoy that one. Kettle Corn, 4 stars on this one. I've said it before, this is a nice scent. It really, really is. And I know that there are so many people who will and do thoroughly enjoy this scent. It smells a lot like a popcorn ball to me, and is slightly sweeter than Victoria's plain buttered popcorn. Not considerably so, but this one is sweeter. And of the two, I do prefer this one. Even though I like popcorn and I love popcorn balls, I don't necessarily want my house to smell like one. And lastly, I melted Dewberry, 4 3/4 stars on this one. This is a combination of mulberry. Sorry, there's a dog hair on there. Surprise, surprise. This is a combination of mulberry and cantaloupe. Now, normally, I consider mulberry more of like a Christmas scent. Why, I don't know. I guess because so many of the potpourris that we used to get in around Christmas time at the retail place where I used to work had mulberry in them. So to me, I associate it with Christmas. I don't even know what a mulberry bush is or what mulberry, in its natural form smells like. I have no idea. But anyway, this is a combination of mulberry and cantaloupe, and it is wonderful. I wouldn't consider this a Christmas scent, however. I would consider this more of a summer scent because the cantaloupe sweetens it up so wonderfully. And Jason melted this one either last week or the week before, and he said to him it reminded him of bubble gum. Now, I can't say that I necessarily get bubble gum out of this, but I do get this really nice, creamy, almost slightly earthy fruit. And very, very sweet. I love this one. So that's it for this week, you guys. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Monday.